One of the greatest minds of our time has died. Stephen Hawking passed away at the age of 76 at his home in Cambridge, England. He's best known for his research in theoretical physics, but many are inspired by his battle with ALS. CTV's Daryl Morris is at Waterloo's Perimeter Institute tonight. Daryl, it's a place where Hawking would come to do research.
Nancy, Hawking had close connections with Waterloo. He believed the work here inspired young scientists to be ambitious and bold, and he inspired crowds of people whenever he would come here.
Hawking, Hawking.
Hundreds came out in September of 2012 when Stephen Hawking came for the opening of the Lazaridis Quantum Nanocenter.
1, 2, 3.
I am delighted to be here in Waterloo for this occasion of global scientific significance.
In 2008, Hawking was named the Perimeter Institute's first ever visiting distinguished researcher. In 2010, he came to visit when it was announced that this wing would be built and named after him.
For 4 years, I thought with him and I lived with him.
Raymond Laflamme did his PhD research with Hawking at the University of Cambridge in the 1980s.
He has a great imagination.
Learning more than science.
I was assigned 1 day a week where we'd go and pick him up at home, bring him to the department, help him to give him tea, to feed him. And that part, very unexpected for a student in theoretical physics. It's not the typical task that you've been asked.
Stephen William Hawking, born in Oxford, England, January 8, 1942. He was diagnosed with ALS in his 20s, and paralysis eventually took over most of his body, leaving him wheelchair-bound. Despite his body's attempts to limit him, his mind continued to expand.
The fact that he was so alive and connected with so many fascinating things in life besides just physics.
John Moffat worked with Hawking in Waterloo, researching black holes together.
He stimulated a lot of research for young people who come here.
Hawking always wanting to connect with everyday people.
He really wants to communicate his finding to a broad audience. And not all scientists are like this.
His 1988 book, A Brief History of Time, was a bestseller. Friends and colleagues say his legacy goes beyond his scientific work.
There's somebody going over these challenges and having the ability, the stamina of keep going is truly amazing.
But then you realize that sitting there, that this is quite extraordinary how this life force that made him live the way he did.
An extraordinary life, they say, should be celebrated. As a young man, Hawking once considered quitting his work, thinking he didn't have enough time. Instead, he lived longer than he could have imagined. Nancy?
Daryl Morris in